Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today I'm using the new Artisan Sketched Design Series paper. So this is paper that you have fun colouring in yourself. And I'm going to wrap it around a milk carton style box. So I don't know what size I need just yet. I don't think I do. Well, actually, I sort of do. I need about 3 3/4 inches, I think. Anyway, let's make the box first. So a piece of cardstock, 8 by 8.5 inches, 20 by 21.5 centimetres. I've got real red here because it's a colour I haven't used in a long time. And I rather like it. So on the longer side, the 8.5 inch side, the 21.5 centimetre side, score it every 2 inches or 5 centimetres at 2, 4, 6 and 8. Which are metric, 5, 10, 15 and 20. And then, oh, I don't know what that is. I've caught it. And then on the shorter side, score it at 2 and 6, which is 5 and 15, and then turn it over and score it at 7.5 inches, which is 19 centimetres. Turn it back over and then rotate it to your original side, because we're going to put score lines in just down to that first line at 1 inch and 5 inches, which, yes, just double checking that, which is 2.5 and 12.5 centimetres. Move that out of the way, and then I'm going to put diagonal lines in like so, and then this one. Okay, where's the light? There it is. No, sort of. There we go, you can see it on this side better. So that was my little short vertical line, and I've just scored it and gone across there. Right, so I know that this measures 8.5 inches, so I want a strip of this that is 9 inches or 22.5 centimetres. I also know that this panel is 4 inches tall, 10 centimetres, so I want something a little bit less. So I want a panel that hopefully one or other of these will work. So, or do I go, so do I cut a straight strip? See, now I don't know now. I was going to go, you know, cut a straight strip, which I think it will work on this side. Just about. Yes, because I want 3 3/4 inches, which is going to take me here. It's going to take the top off all of those, but that's fine. We'll not worry about that too much, because my other thought was that I fussy cut along the top, but then I would have a bit of a jagged line, which I don't want. So let me cut this bit. So 3 3/4 inches. Perfect. So that's going to give me the bottom of all of those vases, and then I wanted 9 inches to go all the way around, but I'm going to judge that based on where it's going to chop into. Yep, that is going to just about clear that one. Okay, this is all good. So I'm now left with 5 vases that I'm going to colour in. And I'm going to get my grid paper, or I'm going to get a sheet of grid paper. And then I've got all my blends off to one side, which you can't really see. They're all here, so I've got them handy. Right, do I want some red tulips? Yes, I do. Is that the right red? That is real red. That's good. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit, not too much. And I'm going to start with the dark, just at the bottom of those. And while I'm here, I don't know what those flowers are, but we're going to make them red too. And we're going to make these ones red as well. Just in the middle. And I'm going to use my lighter one just to blend out a little bit, just so I can get a little depth of colour. I'm not the best. No, I'm okay with blends, but if you want a really arty finish, that's not me. I'm just going to get a little bit of colour movement as opposed to super artistic stuff. There are far more talented demonstrators than me that are out there who will get you. You'll get some really arty looks if you follow their techniques. That's not me. I'm just all about laying colour down and making a nice cute project quickly. I do know the techniques, I just don't always do the techniques. I'm going to put a little bit more dark just on the bottom here, just to get a little colour change, which I think you should probably be able to begin to see now. There you go, you can see it over here on the tulips. Right, that's my reds. I need some greens. I don't know what shades of green we're going to go. Maybe shaded spruce, because why not? And again, just sort of following the lines of the leaves. This is quite sketchy, and I mean that in a good way. It's sort of a sketched image as opposed to, I mean, they are solid outlines, but kind of blocky, I think. And we're just blobbing. We're just blobbing bits of green over on this one. There's always room for creative license, but because these are thicker leaves, I've got room to do a bit more colouring. I don't know what this plant is. I don't have green fingers, so no idea. A leafy green one, would that be that plant? I don't have plants in my house because Fauna would eat them, and they're, you know, poisonous to cats. Except Fauna's a bit dim, and she likes to try and eat my faux flowers. But you know, so I don't have plants in the house, but I'm not very good with them anyway. And this is quite nice. You could do this in front of the TV, probably with good lighting. That would help. But this would be quite nice just to spend an evening colouring in a page, wouldn't it? And then do a few more blobs over on this one. Just to get some colour in. So, and then I've got, I don't know where they came from, there I think. No, anyway. So I've got two that I can see the water through. So I'm thinking, what colour's this? Light balmy blue. A little bit of dark on either edge. And then the light again, just to blend that in. And because we've got three of the colours, I want to kind of get a yellow in here. So I have this one, which is Lemon Lolly. So that was the dark, so I'm going to come in with a light for the middle part. Oh, and that's okay. And shall I add in an orange, maybe? I want a paler orange. What's this one? Timid Tiger? Yeah. See, there's no sciencey stuff in here, but I'm making the, you know, it's looking cute. So that was just dark on the edge. And then the paler to blend it. And I'm feeling purple for this one. So what purple is this one? This is Highland Heather. And again, just on the left and the right hand side. And then the paler one, just to pull it all together. And there we go. I think that looks pretty good. It's not bad. So let me zoom out. And then I can put this box together and then get that wrapped around, because this is going to sit across that panel there. So burnish all your score lines. And then this one that I scored the opposite way folds back the opposite way. Whoopsie. Okay. And then just a couple of bits to get rid of. So up in the top, where you've got a little square there, just take off the top tiny little bit. And then that rectangle down there. And then cut straight on all those as well. I'm not adding this just yet, you'll have noticed. Add that after I built the box up. Get rid of that. Okay, so tear and tape along this part. Bring it round, and then that is the back, because these parts here are the sides. So fold in two sides and the back. As ever, if you're putting something heavy inside, lots of adhesive. Okay, bring that round, and then because I put all these score lines in already, it's just going to fold together like that, which is perfect. Do I have a spare binder clip? Probably not. I think I can find one. One binder clip, and then what I want to do now is sort of line everything up. So that I can wrap this around. So as you can see what I'm doing, I'm just gently rubbing. So there we go, so that's the front and the sides. The purple one I like the best, so I'm going to put my tear and tape on that one. Peel off the backing, just get that lined up again. And there we go. I rather like that. And obviously you could do it in any colours, and there's all the different paper. I've lost the paper. There are other flowers in there. So I don't know what those, I don't know what any of these flowers are or what they're meant to be, but there's more than just the 5 that I've shown. So anyway, I hope you like it and my little colouring technique. Thank you ever so much for joining me, and I hope to speak to you very soon. Bye.